Hello, thank you for having us and thank you all for coming today, as well as those people that are online. I'm Rebecca, this is Alison. We're certainly very excited to be a part of the TWiG program, and the scope of what we want to do is quite large. So we have tried to stage it to a degree, so we're really looking for that minimum viable product for the first part that we can leverage off for future, as future capability and evolving technology comes in. So I'll hand over to Alison, but we'll both be available for questions later on. Thanks.
Thanks, Rebecca. As Rebecca said, we'll start off at the base level and hopefully, as I talk you through it, we'll see what we can achieve into the future. But what we're hoping to achieve is to harness a resource that's already out there in the community, which is vision, in the form of CCTV, both stationary and that mobile vision that comes from, that's all around us, like the dash cams and the body-worn videos and things like that. So our aim is simply to help stop crime and make Queensland safer. So the first stage of this is to find out where the CCTV is across the state. So when crime occurs, we can make contact with the owners of that CCTV that's in the vicinity of the crime and find out whether there's information there that can help us solve that crime. The next stage for us is that once we've identified where the CCTV exists, is to enable remote footage, remote access to that footage. So instead of, at the moment, our officers are expected to actually go out there and physically attend locations to get the footage from that CCTV, as we know that we can access this online if we're given permission to it, to access that vision. So it's to enable that, to be able to access that remotely and reduce the resources that are used in relation to getting that evidence. The third part of it is in relation to looking at critical incidents and being able to get that real-time footage for our incident commanders so we can more effectively manage these incidents to both bring our resources into the situations and give them that situational awareness, and also being able to get people out of situations and make it safer for the community. Then the final part of what we're looking at this stage is looking at what future capabilities we might be able to incorporate into this program. So looking at things like, in a few years' time, facial recognition, looking at social media sites, what information we can get off there. As I mentioned before, body-worn video, dash cam, being able to integrate with other programs as well, such as maps of buildings, and also being able to do things like perhaps even flood overlays, which is quite topical at the moment considering what North Queensland is just about to undergo. So if you think of the recent London terror incident. So in relation to that, we would have to go out and actually map and find out where all the CCTV is in relation to all that distance. And you think of how the offender in that moved from one area to another. So we'd be tracking that all the way through. And then we'd be following up and finding that information out post-event. What we're hoping is that we can not only have that information, that kind of information already in our system, but being able to access it real time so that we can have that situational awareness and being able to stop the crime quicker, being able to create safer communities within Queensland. Thank you.
Question. Don't be shy.
We deliberately didn't wear uniforms, so you should.
Yeah, we were scared.
So I might one at the back.
Hi, I'm Mark Sanders from Cognitia. I'm curious, are you after the complete solution, like the hardware and the software applications to run it, or just the software in this case?
Probably really just looking at that software as a service solution. So
any applicant could treat it as the hardware will be provided for whatever we need to test.
I think that might be a question for our technical expert, which is up the back there. So if you can come and see us afterwards, then we can talk to you about that. Yeah.
Any other questions? Any questions on Twitter? No? You guys, I'll ask a question just while these guys are thinking about another one. So you kind of already, I think, might have answered it, but how do you get access to, what's your process to do it currently at the moment, try and find out the sources? Is it a very manualised or appeal to the public, or how do you do it to try and...
Yeah, that's correct. We do have limited data within our systems. However, it is manually going door to door and asking people whether they have CCTV footage. And again, like you've all seen the tweets on social media and the announcements on the news. You know, if anyone has footage of these events, can you contact police? So this is hoping to capture that, so we have more of that information straight up, so that we can progress the investigations that much more quickly.
So I suppose in an ideal world for me, when I'm a police commander at an incident, I'd love to be able to, whether it be a school, a shopping centre, whether it's accessing city safe cameras, is to be able to actually potentially send a link. Righto, I know I've got cameras in this area. Send a link to them, they can accept it. All of a sudden on my mobile device I can actually see what they're seeing. I don't have to go to their control room. So then I can actually potentially get eyes on an offender and coordinate my resources so that it's safer for the community. I can say, look, we can get people safely out this way, but I can also direct my resources to say, we need a cordon here, we need some roadblocks there. I know my offender's situated here. I can see what he's doing, he's reloading, he's sitting down, he has hostages. I can see it a lot quicker than what we can see it now. At the moment, we sort of have to manually do it and try to get eyes on an offender, whether we look over back fences or we position people where they can see them. So if I know there's cameras there, I can send a link, I can get access, and all of a sudden we're certainly operating a lot more effectively.
Just a suggestion, I don't know if it's workable or not, but if you talk to the manufacturers of CCTV cameras and have that kind of arrangement at the back end, that when you need it in case of an emergency or an incident, that you can get access to it, that might be one of the solutions for your problems. Just, I don't know if it's feasible or not, but just a thought.
And we've certainly got access to a number of cameras now, but it's the ones that we're losing that we need to start being able to get a picture of where they are, and all operating on different hardware and imaging quality obviously as well.
Okay, any final questions? No? Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Alison. Thank you very much.